Valentine's Day, the day of love, and where everybody is loved up and in relationships, and social media is being blown up by posts and stories of wonderful bunches of flowers and cards and gifts and jewelry and whatnot that so and so's other half has given to them. It's the day where we make grand gestures of I love you this much and whatnot. It's the day where singles are reminded that being single sucks and you should have been in a relationship for today, or at least have somebody. It's where the girls might all get together, the girly pops, maybe. Did I make myself cringe by saying that? Just a bit. This isn't a dig at anybody that uses the term girly pops. You know, some call it Valentine's Day. You do you. I'm not here to judge, but we are going to have a chat about Valentine's Day. So, come on, let's go have a talk. Well, I hope you have your favorite drink. Oh my God, Jackie, Mac. So, today's Valentine's Day. And myself and Jackie will be keeping you company. If you have no other plans, that is. Me, I have no idea what I'm at. I have no idea. Maybe I'm gone on a date. Probably not. I hate Valentine's Day. Well, no, that's a lie. I don't hate it. I'm not a particularly big fan of it. Never have been. I talk about this, I think, nearly every year. I think Valentine's Day is one of the biggest commercially pushed consumerism day ever. We can, you could get into all of that, but we're not going to get into that side of things today. What I am wanting to come on and talk about, and I also want to give a few suggestions on maybe how to make today feel a little bit easier, because I know maybe a lot of you, maybe now or at one point in your life, found Valentine's Day hard. I know I certainly did at a younger age anyway, for sure. As you get older, I think it kind of just becomes easier, or maybe it doesn't. I can't speak for your experiences. But the start of that video, can I just say, was meant to just be funny. It wasn't meant as a dig. I myself I'm engaged, okay? So maybe you're going to sit there and go, but man, how can you talk about it? Listen, there was a point I too was single and I hated Valentine's Day. And I too went out with the girls and did all those things. I poke fun at it because I look back and go, oh my gosh. But I feel like Valentine's Day, yes, can hold a huge significance. And I love the idea of a day of love. That's amazing. I think we should all be celebrating love every day, not just one day. I feel like I'm a broken record at this stage about Valentine's Day. But what I do want to state is, especially for those that are single, I know Valentine's Day can be really hard because you're going into the shops and you're seeing all the teddies and the bunches of roses or bouquet of flowers or the cards or the chocolates. Believe it or not really gone on chocolate. Don't really care for it. But yes, there too was a point when I hated when Valentine's Day rolled around. I just detest the day. There was just this horrible thing that they used to do in our school, my secondary school, where, so I went to an all-girls school, I went to a convent, and what would happen, it's such a hard, when I think back now, it's how did you let this happen? I get it, it's supposed to be sweet and romantic, but when you think back to it, it was just awful. But what would happen is the boys would buy the girls roses, a single rose, and they would send it down to the school. And then just before school ended, there would be an announcement of names of who got roses. Now, looking back now as an adult, that's terrible. That is so awful. That's a horrible thing, I personally think anyway, to do to teenagers. Right? Because look, being a teenager is hard in of itself, but it definitely didn't need the reminder that my name wasn't called. I know right now. Do I care now for it? No. Am I very blessed in the relationship that I'm in now? this. I don't take it for granted for a minute. I am so very much in love, very happy, and we're together a very long time at this stage. But in saying that, even though I'm very much settled and in the midst of planning a wedding and all that, that I still don't like Valentine's Day. I will still sit on that hill. Let me adjust myself and tell you, I don't like Valentine's Day. I don't know how many other people feel the same, but I really do think that if a significant others, I'm not talking about anyone here, is not making an effort every day, or that it has to be a grand gesture, because you know how expensive flowers and cards are. I mean, you could rack up nearly 50, 60 euros, and that's without the meal and the wine and whatever else that you add into it. Yes, do I get flowers and a card? Yes, I always get Jamie a card and some like little treats or whatever. But we never do big, massive things. Like, we don't go for a meal because one is like super busy. To be honest, I am so content with just getting takeaway with him, sitting down, watching a movie, or going for a drive, or whatever is the case for us. It's as simple as that. And I love it. I just love it. Like, we can go to a restaurant anytime. We don't have to go on Valentine's Day. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're single and you're feeling like, oh God, Valentine's Day is here again, look at it as like this. It's Saturday. It'll come and go as quick as it has arrived. For the most part, I think as well with social media that the posts sometimes can be a lot. Again, I'm not telling you what to post and what not to post. If you want to post what you got or whatever, please feel free to do so. It's your page or channel or whatever. Go do it. Absolutely. I just personally don't, because I don't feel like there's a need to, personally. Okay. Everybody's aware of like who's in a relationship, who might not be. Well, sorry. But I just do want to reiterate that as I got older, before I met Jamie, that I made Valentine's Day more a self-care, self-love day. I started approaching that kind of as I got older, because I didn't have a significant other before I met Jamie to ever celebrate Valentine's Day with. Now, don't be sad. I'm not. I don't really particularly ponder on it or pine. Like, life happens, right? You know, whatnot. Just, anyway, rambling. But that's what I want to talk about, is making Valentine's Day a day of love. That's what it is. And love comes in many different shapes and forms and whatnot, right? It could be doing something you love or spending time with your family, okay? They're people you love. And yes, do spend it with your friends, okay? Of course, we love our friends. Maybe everybody else is busy doing their own thing on Valentine's Day. Spend it with your pets if you have pets, or spend it doing things that you love. And I think self-care and self-love is one of the most important things, and maybe a new chair, that you can do for yourself. I really do feel that loving yourself is one of the most important and best things you can do for yourself. And it's something that I too need to take advice on. That's for sure. I definitely need to learn to take my own advice, because sometimes I'm not kind to myself either. Okay. And we can be very mean. And so while, you know, some of you watching might have significant others that love you deeply, you might not always give yourself the love that you give to them, or your kids, or your parents, or aunts and uncles, and whatever is the case here. Okay. All the different people that we love in our life. It's so extremely important to allow ourselves time to give ourselves the love that we so truly deserve. And it's something that I will always believe in. And even I've said this to many people that have been looking for love or searching for love, whatever way you want to put it, is that if you don't know how to love yourself, how can you expect somebody else to do that or give you that? Because if you don't know, how are they supposed to know? And so it's so important that, especially if you find today hard, that you take time to give yourself the love that you deserve, and to take time with self-care and just looking after yourself, right? So that can be from taking a bubble bath, or, which I'm super jealous of if you have a bath, because I don't have. Or maybe it's going for a walk out in nature. It could be cuddling up on the couch with a really nice fluffy blanket, coziest drink that you've ever made, and reading a cozy book. Maybe it's playing a cozy game. I'm definitely loving cozy games at the moment. Be watching your favorite program. It could be crafting. I know I love crafting very much. It could be cooking a wholesome dinner, lunch, breakfast, brunch. Okay, whatever else. Maybe you want a girl dinner. That's cool too. I'm here for that as well. It's all about connecting in with your heart center. Is super, super important, because sometimes I feel like, especially with everything going on, our hearts can feel very, very heavy right now. Excuse me. And that you might find it hard to connect in with your heart center. So I do recommend today checking in with here and how you're feeling. Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it kind of in between? Like, what are you feeling when you lean into your heart center, going, okay, am I giving myself the love that I deserve, or am I just giving too much? Calling back your energy, not filling everyone's cup up and forgetting your own. Okay, you can't pour from an empty cup. But yeah, I'm not trying to put a damper on Valentine's Day, because maybe some of you love it. I don't particularly mind it. To me, it's just a Saturday or whatever day it falls on. It doesn't really matter on the grand scheme of things, because I know that I love Jamie every day. Okay. And it's not about like getting gifts and cards every day or anything like that, but it's just a reminder that it really is actually the little things within a relationship that really add to it. I just want to state that. I really do want to say that it is those little mundane everyday things that sometimes we might take for granted are the things that actually count way more than the big grand gestures. Yes, they're nice, absolutely, I do agree. They're not the makings of a foundation, no, of a relationship. So, while I've given you some tips on self-care, I know a lot of you might want some decks recommended for self-care, self-love, maybe around some love. So let's go and explore some decks that I feel like will connect very much with your heart center and bring you back to you, and in a more grounded, loving place. Okay, so we're into the deck portion of this video. I know a lot of you would be very curious about this. And so the first sign I want to suggest is Tarot of the Goddesses. I feel like this would be a wonderful time to dive into that beautiful, beautiful, divine feminine energy. I mean, look at these cards. They're stunning. And just connecting with that beautiful inner goddess energy. And, because I know majority of my viewers here are women. So if you are a man, you can absolutely explore the divine feminine as well, because we both have divine masculine and feminine energies within us. So I do feel like this is, I have to be careful with this deck, that this is a wonderful deck to explore and spend some time with, given into that kind of goddess, divine, feminine energy. And it kind of allows us to just slow down, really. And I think self-care should be a moment of slowing down and being present. So the next deck I'm going to recommend is for my deep divers and explorers of decks. And this is the Tarot of Secrets. Oh my goodness me, you guys. I did a huge reading, which has been a while since I've done that deep of a reading. And this deck just was so wonderful. It was so calm. Now, I do want to say that the cards are quite thick and they're a little bit difficult to shuffle. There's no denying that. But the messages and the soothingness, like, it really was like it was speaking to my heart. Honestly, it just was like it went to my heart center and just hugged it and was like, it's okay. It even approached like these harder topics, and I was like, okay, I'm not sure how to interpret this, but what I would say is, like I said, this is for my deep divers and explorers here, that the guidebook is going to be your best friend within this, might I add. The cards in of themselves are stunning, but the guidebook is what really makes it. So, for example, we have King of Vases now. This is all color coded, so it's great for those of you that like that organization. But oh my god, I love synchronicities. But see, so we have love. I can't pronounce Leviathan of love, and so we can dive into it. It is a bit on the glossier side, and so you have your guidance, dynamics, and secrets, and then it has more. But wait, there's more. And it has the meanings and messages of the King of Vases, and then it also has it reversed as well, which is super cool. So love is of the essence. Isn't that really cool how that worked out? But yeah, this was just a deck that helped me bring me back to my center, but like as in not just my solar plexus, but my heart center. The next one is The Witch's Way Home. Now, you might be thinking, but man, that's a very witchy element, groundedness. Exactly why we would need this. Okay, what we have on your inner strength. Okay, this one is such a beautiful deck. Oh my god, it's one of the newest ones in my collection. But for those of you that mightn't want anything that's too love centered, let's say, or maybe too much divine feminine, or you don't want to deep dive too much, you just want something that's a little bit more straightforward but still will, like that, carry you home. And I always believe that, like, home definitely has our heart center as well, and I always have this thing as well that home is a feeling, and where I imagine home comes from is the heart. And so this one is a beautiful one to connect with, whether it be creating home within yourself, there you go, or within your own physical home, or with those around you. This is just a beautiful deck to connect with for that wonderful heart center. Of course, for all my ones that want to go a little bit more along the spiritual path and really go all out and all in, whatever way you want to look at that, the Rose Oracle is a fantastic one from Rebecca Campbell. I really do actually enjoy this. Very, again, divine feminine. You could nearly pair it with the Tarot of Goddesses if you wanted to. But this is a gorgeous one for really learning to love yourself. Okay, it's really about embracing the many aspects of, especially here with being a woman. So maybe the men that are watching this might not relate to this deck, and that's totally fine. I can honestly appreciate that, but I did want to add it in because for me this is extremely important, because there's many aspects of being a woman that can be sometimes shunned, so we might hold shame on that as well. So this is really about, again, leaning into self-love, self-care. Like, look at that embodiment, grounded action. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. Whispers of Mother Earth. You can see there's just this huge, beautiful, like, Brothers of the Rose, sacred masculine. So there is that honor towards that. Okay, there's word honor, but there is the honor of both the masculine and feminine. So absolutely, I feel like everyone can use this deck 100%. I'm not saying you can't, but it is definitely very, very divine feminine energy, personally, myself. Gorgeous. Again, great self-care deck. And just to add a little bit of fun is Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle. I really love this deck. And okay, so while this deck looks super fun, and it is, there's something so profoundly beautiful, and I think the pinks and purples kind of make, or blues and purples make a huge difference. But I suppose for me, it's really the color palette on this. But this is very much along the lines of self-care here. These have like great little reminders. They're very soft and gentle as well. It's not an in-your-face oracle by no means. So especially if you're feeling a little bit tender and raw, maybe with Valentine's Day, then this is kind of like that soothing balm for you, that really gentle energy that you might be seeking to ease your heart center, right? It's kind of like that little ice pack that would just ease it a little bit. And it's so wonderful. And like you have your little companion here that's going to follow you through. Beautiful. Like, for example, we have the bridge, which is number 4. And this is moment of connection, right? Love comes from you. You guys, all these love cards are coming up, and I'm loving it. So this video is sending so much love your way, and I really do love that. So the universe extends its loving hand, and with a whisper says, open your heart. When you close your heart, the person who suffers the most is you. It is time to let go of the wounds of the past and allow yourself. Oh, stop, chills. I love this. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm getting emotional. For whoever's feeling emotional watching this, I'm really sorry, especially in this section. But yeah, tear down the walls you've built to protect your heart. So as I was saying, it's like that little ice pack for your heart to say, look, we're going to heal this. We're going to make it a lot better. So I hope that this video has helped a little bit. Maybe it's made today a little bit easier. And if not, I hope it does get easier for you and that the day passes quickly if that's what you wish for. And remember, overall, above anything else, it is just a Saturday at the end of the day as well. Unless it depends where you are and what time zone you're in. Then maybe you might be a day ahead or behind. And then you haven't quite reached Valentine's Day. So, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening and chilling and all that good stuff. I do appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below, how are you spending today? I would love to know. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Remember, stay magical, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.